This documentary, I've seen it already. I got to tell you, it is Robert Holmes and Ann Worcester Drury put this together. Robert, this is his, I think, at least his third documentary. He was the producer of the Return to Monty's Pond. You've all seen that. Robert did that with Buddy, and the Langwater story. I saw this one, Robin, it blown me away. It's just like, this should be on Chronicle. It's that good. I think you'll all agree with me. We do have some brochures that Ann has made about this documentary, and I think we have them. Joanne and Ken, are you handing those out?
Yes,
if anybody would like one, you can raise your hand right now.
Good.
After today, they're $17 a piece. Free today.
John, 20.
Huh?
20.
Ken just boosted it up to 20 after today. So I'd like you to make sure you're after the movie, and this, how long is it? About?
I think 50 minutes.
50 minutes. Please make sure you visit the other side of the museum, the north side or the men's side. We've got a new gallery, a picture gallery up in there with some of the old houses that are no longer around. And a few of them are like the Homer Ames house, which is was raised in 1951. The sheep pasture, Oliver Ames house, which was torn down as well. You see the foundation up there. But we've got an awful lot, 11 of those up there on the wall. A couple things we've done with the museum. All the white has been repainted. We had Jose's in here repainting them. We had a lot of new pictures. There's a new one of Frederick Lothrop Ames in the other room. We moved Governor Ames to the side and put Lothrop right in the middle. And so we have Oliver Lothrop and Governor Oliver Ames there. And I think you see some nice new things in the other room, which is pretty appealing. We did have the Oliver Ames class of '64. They started the reunion yesterday morning with a great event here at the Historical Society. Our president, Ken, oh, this is my brother. Oh, there he is. Hey, guide him in. He doesn't know where he is, I think. Ken Michael, our president, was from the class of '64. So isn't a few of our officers and volunteers and directors. We have Joanne Duhamel England here, and she was from the class of '64.
Ginny Murray.
Who else?
Ginny Murray.
Ginny Murray's one of our volunteers and an officer. And if you ever see a gentleman out front, he looks a little like Santa Claus a little bit, only because of that long, great big beard he has. Tommy Coleman. And Tom is a volunteer, and he comes up and just does the hedges, does the leaves, no charge. He's a great, great volunteer. So we love him. Class of '64. We have a whole bunch of the classes of '64 volunteers. So thank you, Ken, for bringing all those people in the fold. So that's fabulous. Without further ado, I think we're just about there. At the end of this documentary, I'd like to have Ann stand up and Robin. I'd like you to give them you're going to agree, this is an incredible thing, but if there's any questions you have about stone walls in Easton, there's so much in this video, it's amazing. So Ann is, by the way, she's our writer. If you get our newsletter, you're seeing incredible writing. She's a poet. She's been doing so many articles in reminiscences. She's been doing it for years. So she is one of our so treasured volunteers here. We're trying to get her to be a director and a curator, and so if you can help me with that a little bit, I'd love to, because she's just unbelievable. And Robert, again, thank you so much for this production. I did have a question to you, so I'll have one question before, and when you all see this, There's no DVDs. I don't think people are doing DVDs anymore anyway. But how is this going to be, how can people see this after today that would like to see it, because the word will get out? Can you answer that at all?
Is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube, so you can just put it on the website.
We'll link it,
Okay,
link it to our website,
Okay,
and
cool.
then people can just watch it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Put it in
Excellent.
the newsletter.
All right, wonderful. So we'll have it available at some point
Yeah,
via
Just like the other.
you can email it to the link.
email. Okay. We'll get that information out to you.
It's fine.
John,
Okay, great.
John, we can also put it up on ECAT.
Okay,
We'll put it
okay.
on ECAT too.
Okay, we'll put the link via ECAT.
Yep, we can do
Is
that.
that okay?
Yep.
Okay, all right, Jack Ryan, do you hear that one? So that's great. All right, I'd like to just turn this over quickly to our president, say a couple words, otherwise he'll fire me. Here you go.
I'm glad John said only a couple of words, because he took all the words. But I guess the couple of words that I'll say are two things. First of all, welcome. Very happy to have you all here. I'll reiterate what John said about, excuse me, about the production. It's magnificent. And I'm not overestimating. You're going to like it a lot. And of course, it's Ann Worcester's Rory, Rob Holmes, who are the producers. I think they've missed their calling. They should have gone to Hollywood, because they can do better than some of the movies you see today. So I will also say to you that this came from an article, a bi-weekly article that Ann wrote. So when you're looking at that, if you get the articles, you should look back and take a look at the articles as well. So that was the genesis of the video, which is Easton Stones, comma, according to Ann, walls and more. So with that, I've said enough. You want to see the movie, welcome again. Thank you very much.
I gotta tell you, that was, my brother just said it to me, and I mentioned it before, this should be on Chronicle. You agree? Yeah. This is awesome. Robert, stand up please. Ann, you all know Ann right in the back. Please give them a round of applause. Ann, come on up front, because I know she wants to answer any of your questions you might have about the documentary, or maybe some other stone fixtures in Easton, anything. Any questions?
Now I understand how Stonewall Jackson got his name.
I just want to, I just have a really brief statement, and then if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. About a year ago, I'm going to include Rod in this because he wouldn't come up and stand with me, so I'm going to embarrass him by talking about him. About a year ago, he knew I was getting kind of involved in the Historical Society, and he offered to do a video with me. He has previously done 3 with my dad, 2 at least, which have been shown here. And so he had a window of opportunity for me. He was available between the end of street hockey season, sometime in March, and the beginning of the family vacation on Cape Cod, the beginning of August. So it took me a little while to decide what the subject would be, and I had always loved stone walls, and I had read Robert Thorson's books. He's out of University of Connecticut. He's kind of a contemporary expert on the topic. So I decided to do stone walls, and then as you kind of look around, there were many more stone artifacts that were of interest also. As time went on, so my topic broadened. So I went about doing some research, and during the fall and the winter, and I got all this information together, and then it was time to go out and to film. And I just figured out to be really easy, you know, I got all this information, I had a script basically, we just go out and take some pictures of stone walls. Not quite that easy. Rob was the, you know, he did the filming, the recording, the editing. It was a very steep learning curve for me, and I think he also wasn't really truly impressed with my driving because he was, he was the videographer and so I was the driver when we went about town. Significant time was spent in the woods. All while Rob was working full time. So he did, it was a really good sport. I think we made a really good team. And ever since, my lovely granddaughter Grace she is sure that there is something going on between us. So the video, Set in Stone, it documents artifacts that I think are really important to our community history while celebrating their timeless beauty. So that is all I have. If anybody does have any easy questions for me, that would be fine, or for Rob, because he did, yes?
Is there much known about how they move the stones? Obviously, like a low sled maybe and a horse, but
Yeah, there's what we're called,
pry them out of the ground. Or...
Thorson says there's one-handed stones, which you can pick up with one hand, and there are two-handed stones that you can pick up with two hands, or even with two people, and then anything else is assisted, obviously. And the most basic thing that I came across is a big wooden sledge pulled by oxen, that they would get the stones onto the sled and they would just move it. There's really not much beyond that. I think that
But getting them in place or arranging them, that must have been very difficult.
It must have been. You know, it's kind of hard to imagine when you look at the size of them. And I mean, sometimes they were servants or even slaves or indigenous people that helped build the early walls, so they might have had like a group of people building some of the walls. But a lot of them were just done by farmers, and a lot of them were done over successive generations. So, you know, one generation, there might be like one row of stones as they cleared the field, and then they would be built up over time too. But the really big rocks, just oxen as far as I know. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank everybody. Oh, I just want to thank especially my family for coming. They were really nice to kind of help and support. Yes.
Is the stone, is it pretty much all granite stone or?
Most of it is in New England. It's like a New England phenomenon, and actually Eastern New York, east of the Hudson River. And this is the only part of the country there really are stone walls like we have them here, and it's because of the glaciers and the soil, and then the work that the people that came here from England, and that they came here primarily in the beginning as farmers, and so they, it's all those these things had to come together in order to make it the part of the country where we have the stone walls. And apparently there aren't nearly as many in other parts of the country. We're kind of special.
Stone walls, dry stone walling, I'm from Britain, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Where you get dry stone walling in Britain, your houses built of dry stone walls. You don't hear?
No. I don't know, when the first settlers came here, there was like old growth forests all over the country, and which was mostly cut down by 1830, 1850. So I think maybe, I don't really know, I'm guessing because there was so much timber that which you wouldn't have had in the UK, that they used that for their houses, and the foundations were stone, but the houses themselves were more wood. Okay. Thank you, everybody. There are pictures in the other room and snacks.